Traveling with the queen of rock and roll. The COVID hit, now we're stuck at home. Instead of sitting on our ass, we came up with this sick podcast. Crewicide, Crewicide. Out of my way, you're in my line. Crewicide, Crewicide. The main four pitch that sticks all night. Crewicide, Crewicide. Ha 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 ha. Crewicide, Crewicide. No autographs tonight. Can I get a set list, man? Hey, set list, please.
Welcome to the Crewicide podcast, and boy, oh boy, is it a big one. With me, as always, our most excellent host, Annie Stoic, and our very special guest today, Jeff Rhino Neumann. I call him Rhino. You can call him Jeff Rhino Neumann Photography. You could call him anything but late to the gig. He is super production manager, tour manager, tech extraordinaire. The list goes on and on with this man's credits. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I remember a specific runner, other than our favorite runner, Keegan, who I bring up every now and then. But we were in LA, and we had a French model actress runner, maybe for us specifically, and I'll never forget. Like, everybody in the crew and the band was like, "Oh, if you need anything, just let us know. Oh, we don't need anything, you know."
Yeah, so nice.
Another one.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, why is everyone, nobody wants anything today? You know what I mean? I was like, it's so funny. They all wanted to hang out with her on the bus. She was the best runner of 2006.
Hilarious. I like the ones that actually bring you what you need at the right time. When it was funny, when I was out with Les and Jake, we had Carlos was our tour manager, and he would send the runner to go get a shotgun every day. Sometimes we would get a shotgun, sometimes we wouldn't. You know, it was just like this little game he played. It was like, you know, the runner would be like, "Hey, they want my ID." "Yeah, man, it's cool. Just give it to them. It's cool." And then like he would show up with the gun. Then he would go, "Oh, it's the wrong one," and send him back to take it back, you know?
Wow.
Like, I mean, but it was like, will the guy actually get the gun and bring it to, it's like, why are we doing that? You know, but it was funny, I guess, at the time it was happening, but just weird shit, you know.
Annie had the best one, and you could go through Annie, just as you brought this up. Annie had the best one. I mean, a shotgun is awesome, but it would not fly in our camp. You know what I mean? Well,
I mean, nobody was into it. We were just like, that was a Carlos thing. You know?
So Annie was in charge of it, and I'll let her take this one over.
Oh, so I put Plan B on.
Oh, nice.
But I think we only got it twice. And one time a guy called me and said, "I can't find the Plan B. I'm in the cereal aisle, and it's not here." And
Cereal?
Yeah. And I said, "I think you need to go to the family planning section."
What kind of cereal is Plan B?
I have no idea, but it was like the funniest thing.
It's next to the Crackling Oat brand. I mean, I don't.
Yeah. But that was ridiculous. A good one. And I think, I think we only got it twice, really. It's more just like, it's one of those things you put on a rider to see if people are actually reading it.
Yeah. Right.
You know,
yeah.
One funny runner story now that we brought this up is one time we asked for a Frisbee and we got Febreze.
Oh. And that one doesn't fly very well.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
You could attribute that to an autocorrect text when you were sending it.
The
runner.
We need a Frisbee. Febreze. Here you go.
Yeah, I was like, "No, I wanted a Frisbee," and they were like, "Oh my!" I might actually have that person in my phone as like the Frisbee
guy.
Yeah. That might have gotten a note.
Yeah, that's definitely a good note right there for that.
I can't remember. I can't really remember getting anything strange at all. I can't. Nothing beats Plan B and shotguns to me. I mean, that's just like.
That's a good one. I did put on my band's rider, which is very low because, we're a baby band, asking for things. So it's like, case of water, blah, blah. And I put a signed photo by any member of Law and Order SVU, like an 8x10. But we haven't gotten it.
You haven't gotten the SVU paraphernalia yet.
Yeah,
that's like you ever see Airheads? You guys,
yeah.
When they're asking for demands, they're like, I want a PRS Dragon Inlay, and then I think the last one is naked pictures of B. Arthur. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to see those pictures.
I think the Foo Fighters rider is a coloring book.
It's great.
Oh. Have you seen the Iggy Pop rider?
No.
Yes, we have it at the SIR.
Yes.
It's on the board.
It's fucking amazing, isn't it?
It's not only amazing, but it's like we consider it like the archetype of like what is it? The 10 Commandments.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
There's a website. I don't know if it's like riders.net or something like that, but when I'm starting to kind of look into riders and how to write one and stuff like that, there's a website with literally every band's rider ever.
Right. His is like a graphic novel. This is like a novel. It's hilarious. It's hands down the funniest rider.
I think it starts out right. Like, oi, here's your lot. Something like that.
Right. Like mouth I love you to the bass player, and like all kinds of weird little side notes and stuff like that, like just weird stuff. Pretty funny though.
It's been recently making the rounds, not writers, but guest lists of bands. Oh. And I've seen this before, but Radiohead had their guest list from like, not the Bends, the OK Computer tour, and it's really interesting to see like everybody that it was on there, and there's a website for that too, like guest list for major bands.
I wonder if ours is on there.
I know there's.
Not that ours are crazy, but like I just mean like like the New York, LA major ones where they're like crazy.
Yeah, you're like, oh, they're we did a show at Palladium in LA, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever on the guest list, and it got up to like 117 people or whatever, and then it's sold out too, and it just kept adding, and then they're like, I know we said it was whatever, but now it's like fire marshal stuff, and like you guys kind of have to clip it now, like you can tell me that, but they're going to still keep adding people to the list. I mean, like you told them whatever, so they're doing whatever right now. The Pennywise list. When I worked for Pennywise, that list is pretty out of control.
Oh, I can bet. I remember, like Annie said, the East Coast major cities. We did the Fonda Theater like right after Warped Tour. Or maybe it was 2007 with the Eagles of Death Metal, and there was a shit ton of people because it's on the LA Strip, and there was somebody that knew William Shatner in the band,
of course,
and they're going down the list, and the Shat got bumped.
Yeah,
and it was like, how do you bump Captain fucking Kirk? The Shat?
The Shat. That doesn't sound right. The Shat. No, you got the Shat got shat on.
Yeah, the Shat hit the fan.
Yeah, the Shat hit the fan, I'm sure.
But you're gonna have to bleep this, Annie. You have to cut this.
Okay.
That was the night that
And it's really interesting because like for you guys, it's not like that way for my guys to where like oh yeah, put fucking Shatner on the list. You know what I mean? Like. That's like a joke in my world, but like for you guys, it's like, oh, that dude's fucking showing up. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a trip, like,
right. Which even like someone at like higher stat, like if the, another, like a major band band member or actress or actor, something like that is showing up. Yeah. Usually they're not even on like the main guest list. Like usually those people are walking through the back door.
Totally.
And have like a very VIP access. That's usually not someone that you're like, put their tickets at the box office.
I mean, even Tenacious D, like it wasn't like, I mean, I don't remember it being super crazy. I know LA, like John C. Reilly was there, and like Andy Dick opened the show. He did some drag thing or whatever to open the show, whatnot. But I don't ever, I mean, and if there were celebrities at the shows and stuff, I never recognized anybody or was like, whoa, that's I mean, like the only thing I was kind of like, oh, that's fucking Dewey Cox. You know what I mean? Like Dewey, you know, and what's really funny is if Brandon Barnes from Rise Against, the drummer, looks fucking just like John C. Reilly. So like, I mean, they both look like the same, you know, it's pretty fucking funny. So
if you are, I don't know if you're a wrestling fan or no, do you know Chris Jericho?
Oh yeah.
So he had a bit on, I think it was on WWE for a while, you just made the list.
Okay.
Right. And we had met Fozzy at a show, and you know, they wanted to, you know, meet the band, blah, blah, and they had like just missed each other because they were on stage and we had to go somewhere else. And he said, oh, I want to come out in Florida or something. So I put Chris Jericho on the list. So I you know, and that's when like you kind of text him, you're on the list. And I'm like nerding out of like, wait, does he think that I know what the bit is? And I'm texting him that he just made the list.
Right.
But it was a funny little.
It took me a minute to get that.
I remember one of the worst celebrity situations that we were in was when I was with Phoenix TX. We were out on tour with Blink-182, and we played Hollywood Bowl, and nobody told me that Ron Jeremy was supposed to announce the band. And so, it's so funny because Donnie actually has had the voicemail from Ron Jeremy, called Donnie's phone. Oh my God. Was all like, what the fuck? Like, you guys don't even, I'm supposed to announce you guys, and I'm parking out here in like general population parking and blah, blah. He was so pissed because like nobody told me he was coming. Right. So like I didn't make any arrangements for the dude. And this is also like the beginning of my tour managing career where I was like, fuck you guys, get your own towels and water. You know what I mean? Like, like you guys are my bros. Like get you towels and water, get fucked. Go get it yourself, you know? But like, so Jeremy's fucking just screaming at Donnie on the phone. And then I got stuck with him for like 2 hours. And he smelled so bad.
Oh, that's something I've heard. And he's a Queens guy. He actually is from not too far from where I'm sitting. And I know many, many people that have said the same thing when they met him at conventions. You know, he does all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He stinks.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. So I was kind of like hanging out with the dude for a couple hours, like, hey, bro. I gotta go.
I do have to get the band.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They do need towels and waters. Here I go. Yeah.
Also, here's a towel for you and some trees.
Yeah. Here's that frisbee you asked for. Spray that frisbee. Just spray that frisbee on you. Yeah.
I do want to also talk, since we have, you know, Donnie on the crew now, that you guys have you've been friends for a long time, and you guys have a good messing around with each other thing.
Yeah, we do.
I had posted a photo, I think on the Crewicide Instagram, of him on the drum set, and I didn't realize at the time that he's looking at his phone, and you had superimposed it through his glasses that he was like Googling how to tune drums.
Oh no, that was our friend Aaron. Our friend Aaron did that. Okay. He did it like he's learning like how to. I was like, get off your phone, you're embarrassing me. You know, I said that like come on, none of that. No phone on deck. You know, just messing with him or whatever.
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah, we go back and forth all the time. We always rail on each other. I mean, the dude has a key to my house, so like he just kind of shows up when he's like, my like front door thing will go off, and I'm like, I'll like be at the shop. I'm like, or I'll be somewhere. I'm like, why are you at my house? Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you don't even live in Houston anymore. Why are you at my house? Right. Oh, I'm in town for the night. I'm just staying. Okay, whatever, dude. So
that's great.
Yeah, but I took him out as our merch guy when I was with Sparta. So he was our merch guy for a while, and it was funny because Phoenix TX was a very dysfunctional band because we all kind of grew up together. So it's like being on tour with your brothers and like, hey, why is the band like fighting with their tour manager? Like not like just, like verbal assault, but like actually like fisticuffs. Like why are they all fighting? And we'd be on stage punching each other and like doing whatever the fuck, and people are just tripping on us going like, what are these guys doing? But when I took him out with Sparta caught wind of the fact that me and Donnie would like go at it and stuff, and then they would egg us on. they would be like, oh man, did you hear what he said? And they would do that kind of stuff, and then he'd get pissed, and then I get pissed, and then like, just hit him, and then they'd like want us to punch on each other and stuff. But anyway,
all in good fun. Yeah.
All in good fun. We're older now. We're more refined nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's funny. But I'm stoked that he's out with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was, McDermott was talking with me. He's like, hey, Joni really wants you to go with us. She trusts you and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing Descendants and I can't go. I was like, come on, take Donnie. Donnie's a great fit. Like you vibe with him. Like he's exactly the reason Mike wanted me to go, because he wanted a bro to be out there with him and somebody who's on his level, which Donnie's
you guys operate on the same wavelength.
Right. And Donnie operates on that same wavelength as Mike. And I knew that. Mike didn't really know that, but it took a few months to get him to make it happen. But it happened. He went on a couple one-offs and Donnie calls me, hey dog. I'm like, what's up? He goes, bro, they just made me a full-time Blackheart. And I go, get the fuck out of here. Are you goddamn serious, bro?
Hell yeah,
Are you
man.
fucking serious? You do like fucking 3 shows and you get full-time Blackheart? I've been trying to fucking get on that type of a team for like 20 years now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he was like 3 shows in, and then they're like, do you have a passport? Come to Australia for a month.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, well, he's like, well, what do I need to do? I'm like, you better get a passport going, and you better get this and get all your shit in order, because once you get in, like, you're just, I tried to get out. Like when I was married, okay, I'm going to stop touring and I'm going to do a house gig. I'm going to work at Soundcheck. But, once you're in this, it's such a small world that, you just get sucked back in. Like you can't, it was funny. I quit Bad Religion. And then 3 days later, No Effects called me. And I'm kind of like, man, fuck, I can't say no to the Mafia. You got to fucking go. So, I went with them. I did I only did like 4 months with them. And then Jay Walker came back. So, it wasn't.
I was going to bring up.
He's in Portland also.
Is he still doing the tattoo thing, the tattoo shop he had?
I still think he has a tattoo shop. And I'm not sure what else. I think him and Wilkie got some merch thing going on or something like that. But I don't know. It's possible. But so it's just such a tight world that like even if you try to leave, like you're coming back. You're coming back at some point.
Right.
And it was like I think No Effects was like 3 weeks on, 6 weeks off or something like that. So it was kind of worked out for the schedule that like I was kind of trying to get going at that point. But now it's like, Descendants schedule's the best schedule on the planet for me. Even when we were going hard, flying we'd still be on for 4 days, off for 2.5 weeks, so it's like, it's just great schedule. Love it. But I came from like going like, hey, I'll stay in Europe for 3 months. I don't give a shit. I used to love that. Just stay gone all the time. But now I got a dog. I got a dog. I like my dog, so I want to stay at home, And you have a dog.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. Right, he's hiding.
That pooch?
Oh, mine's like passed out in her bed back there, upside down.
I think Bruce is also passed out.
Spoiler rotten, I'll bet. I'm sure.
She is very spoiled. She is, yeah. And actually, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with her for a month? So she's going up to Dallas to go to boarding and training. So back to training, which she needs. She broke my finger walking her like a couple months ago. So back on the mend now, but I was like, Pitbull's a little wild now and again. She's only 2, so she still gets the spirit. Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love those dogs. They're beautiful, beautiful dogs. Misunderstood and very, very misrepresented.
Yeah.
As I say. Beautiful dog. All dogs are actually, I'm a dog lover, and I just think that all dogs are good-natured at heart. It's just the people where they're coming from and their situations, and as Cesar Millan would say, it is what you project to the dog that the dog projects back. So if you're projecting the dog in a weird way, then you're going to get a weird reaction.
Or what does he say? He trains people, not the dog.
Yeah, right.
I train people, not the dog.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like my trainer, Matt, it's like I'm the one who needs the training because I'm like, oh, she's the baby. She can do whatever she wants. Right. Oh, you want that? Yes, you can have it. It's like, no, she can't. She's a brat. So
yeah.
But she's great. She goes to the shop with me every day. She just sleeps at the shop. And what's really funny is like when I'm on the router and I'm doing edges and stuff, she sits by the router. The noise doesn't freak her out, and she howls with the router. So there's some kind of frequency when I'm doing it, and she's just back there doing the thing with the router. It's pretty hilarious. doing her death metal growl.
Love that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Exactly.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
We do like to ask a few key questions.
Sure.
Do you have any? No? Did you freeze?
Nah, he's baked.
Okay. Well,
wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Do I have any questions?
Yeah, like any specific ones you wanted to ask before we
Oh, me. I
Yes.
did. Yes. Somebody froze because I was like, what? Okay, never mind. And I am very baked, yes. But also, I had a volcano here somewhere, which somebody may or may not have ever first introduced me to. But that's right. At the gorge. And
it's so funny. It's so funny because I posted a picture yesterday of me and Dave Ron and Byron McMacken at Rockfest up in Montebello. Yeah. And then Deck from Newfound Glory posted a picture of him, Sean Sellers from Good Riddance, Cyrus from NFG, and me at the Gorge backstage on that same tour that you're talking about.
Oh, I have a good one with Billy and I, but I do have a question. First things first. Annie. Yeah, sorry, you're gonna have to take over this.
You missed it?
I missed it.
All right, if you get it, just interrupt. For a new person coming into the industry, do you suggest what's your suggestion to them first starting out?
God, it's so weird. I started out so long ago, but I just kind of did whatever I could do. I'll give you the story with what happened with me. I was actually a baker at a bagel shop in Texas.
Wow.
These two guys from New York moved to Sugar Land, Texas, which is like a suburb of Houston.
Oh, I know it.
And they opened like this, full-on New York bakery, right? They're still around. It's still around. And anyway, I was one of their first hires. I was one of their first bakers. And so I was doing my band, playing shows, then, leaving from the show, going straight to the shop at like midnight and baking bagels, throughout the night. And I did that for about 4 or 5 years.
Whoa.
And then I got a call from Damon from River Phoenix Phoenix DX. He was the guitar player at the time. Donnie was the drummer. And he's like, hey, man, we're going out with Blink, Unwritten Law, and Assorted Jelly Beans. You want to go on tour, just to hang out? And I'm like, okay. So I took like a week off of work. And they picked me up. They picked me up in the airport shuttle bus with the crack manifold, no registration at all. This thing is fucking death trap. And immediately it's like, you're driving. And so I was like, I'm fucking driving this thing, my head out the window, eyes are just fucking shot from exhaust being, in my face. And at the time, Blink had their tour manager, this guy, Stuart Taggart. And I was just running around like a maniac doing everything for the guys, setting up for D and, just doing everything, driving the whole bit. And Mark from Blink was Phoenix's manager at the time. So I actually have the pass sitting over there somewhere. It's November 28th, 1998. We were playing The Joint in Vegas. Oh. And Mark called me backstage and he handed me all these contracts and just goes, you're the new tour manager. And I've been doing it ever since. Mm-hmm. And so how it happened for me was just kind of right time at the right place, I guess. And I called the bagel shop in the middle of the night and was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. And I never went back. But I did go back for their 20-year anniversary, and it was hilarious. It was really hilarious because it's, 20-year anniversary. It's like I went on a Saturday, and it's full of like all these Jewish families and their kids, everybody's sitting around. It's family establishment.
Lox and bagels.
But the owner, he is the fucking best. I still call him the boss. And he is just this loudmouth Jewish guy from fucking New York. Loudmouth, just loudmouth. And I walk in the door and he goes, in front of all these families, he goes, get the fuck out of here. Am I seeing a fucking ghost? Yeah. And then it was just like, and everybody's just looking at him and looking at me. It's like the big tattooed dude just walked in, and like it was like I never had been gone. It was funny. He had I got written up in the paper one time for something, just like being on tour, and he had it framed at the bagel shop.
Oh, yeah. What a good guy!
Yeah, I mean, I love that place. It's fucking great. Still love going there and hanging out and talking shit with that guy. But I guess it's just like, I guess the advice, now that I'm actually getting to your question, is just kind of just, I don't know, just do whatever you can. If it's what you want, just go for it. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of have to you have to want it. I mean, it's not that, I don't know. I'm just like kind of programmed that way to like, okay, I'm going to do that. That's what I want to do. I'm going to fucking do that, and I'm just, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I like doing drums. I'm not a drummer, but I like doing drums. And right now I kind of hate drums because I'm around them all the time, but, and that's my life, is just drums. But when I'm on tour, I love it because it's one drum kit. It's not like 50 different drum kits and 20 different builds going on and like, parts, I got to color it like what, like doing all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, you just kind of have to, like, if that's what you want to do, you'll make the sacrifices. You'll go for no money. You'll do what you can, because eventually it'll pay off. That's kind of, my grandfather was the CEO of Pitney Bowes, the company that does all the the mail scales or whatever.
Absolutely. Very well-known corporate company, very established as well.
Right.
Wow.
And my grandfather told me, if you want a job, go there and work for a couple of weeks and prove yourself to them. And so I've always done that. That's just when I got my first job at the bike shop doing that. I worked for 2 weeks. Then I was assistant manager. That was in high school, Then I did that at the drum shop. And now I fucking build drums and co-own a company and like, I don't know. It just kind of, that's how I did it basically with Phoenix. Went out for nothing. Just went out for nothing. And now, the Descendants take really good care of me, So it just, it's like you guys, I'm sure you guys started down at the bottom and like clawed your way up out of it,
Started at Warped Tour in a van.
Started at Warped Tour. Yes, started at Warped Tour. God, the first year I did it in '99, I was driving the RV, and like the bus drivers one day all surrounded me and were like, "Bro, you're gonna fucking kill yourself." I'm like, "Well, what do I do, man? Like, I have to drive and try to keep up with you guys going like 100 miles an hour in these 53 footers or whatever long they are." I'm in the RV fucking falling asleep, drinking Red Bulls and fucking Mountain Dew and whatever I can to stay awake because I got to work all day as soon as I fucking get there, Like, you can only do that for so many days. You can't keep it up for 8 weeks straight, Like, you crash at some point. But, yeah, all those, the drivers wanted to fucking kill me at one point.
Yeah.
But, hey, just keep going. It'll eventually pay off. People will figure out what you're worth if you just stick to it.
I agree totally. Speaking of drivers, do you remember Johnny P?
Of course, I remember Johnny P. He was my first driver and my first bus I ever had with Les and Jake.
He was one of those guys, and of course, Mike Ponder was our driver, who's well known as well in the business. But Johnny P, this guy Randy, Randy the water guy, who is now he does a lot of shit, But Randy was like, "Oh man, you gotta meet Johnny P," and he was like the bus driver of like the capo de capo, the tutte de tutte of the mafia, And he did something in Colorado that was I'll never forget because I never saw anybody else do it. There was a girl that was very drunk hanging outside the bus, and he told her several times not to be leaning up against the bus or something bad was going to happen. And sure enough, she just kept sitting and leaning up against the bus, and it was time to leave. And Johnny P pulled the chain, and she was sitting in it.
Ooh.
He means business.
Oh yeah, the gray tank. The gray tank or the brown tank, which they're both bad.
But yeah, he was a great guy, man.
Man.
I don't know what he's up to, but you're right, man. It goes back to doing anything and everything, and there's sound words coming from a sound tech. I mean, more than a tech. I don't even know what to classify you as, honestly.
I just I like the Swiss Army knife. I'll just do whatever. I don't care. Nothing's beneath me. Like,
right.
I'll take out the trash. I'll do whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's all got to get done. We're all on the team. It's just get her done. That's it. Once the trailer's closed, then it's mellow time. But other than that, keep going for sure.
Pete, did you remember your question?
No, he's baked.
Yeah, Rhino's got it. You see, the thing is, the stream of conscious, right? I haven't seen him in so long, and I mean, I love hearing his stories.
Well, the last time I saw you was at NAMM 2020.
That's right. Yeah, 2020. Yeah. Like that's probably where COVID originated.
Oh yeah, they
for
thought
sure.
It was anthrax, but
anthrax. It was really just COVID. Really, yeah. I mean, probably everybody had it after that anyway. Pre-COVID, and anthrax. But yeah, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with NAMM, I will say. It's fun if you're walking around and you're checking stuff out, but if you're a vendor, especially in the drum area,
it's loud.
Oh my God,
lots
man.
Of dinging.
Lots of cymbals.
I'll have to throw up a good picture of me and you with McDermott, even though McDermott didn't show up.
Oh yeah. Oh, so on the walls. Yeah. On the wall.
We have a picture with a picture of a picture. Of
he was like on Dorsey, the picture of Dorsey's.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
That's great. Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, he didn't show up. We put him on the list to show up, but he didn't show up. Something came up. It's all good.
Oh, I love that guy. I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what's kind of been cool about doing the drum keys and stuff is getting to see the guys on Zoom and get to say what up and talk to them. So I have got to see him via Zoom a couple times and talked on the phone, which is nice. So yeah.
Good.
Keep him informed about what his tech's up to. Tell him.
You gotta have those eyes.
Yeah, God, why'd you hire that guy? Come on.
I love that guy. Me and Donnie. The funny thing is, like, since I was like, the drum guy originally, and then our buddy Brandon took over, like, I had become a lot of people I know are like, oh, fuck that gig, fuck that guy that took over for me. Not everyone, but there's a big percentage of people that are bitter after they go out of a gig. But I've become such good friends with every other drum tech that did the gig after me. I mean, me and Donnie aren't best friends, but we have our thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's always cool. Like, I mean, my friend Gravy, who I had take over All American Rejects afterwards, and then. Shakes, who went on, like, I was like, hey, I got to leave Bad Religion. Do you want to do Brooks? He came on and did Brooks, and now he's doing Jamie. So he's still with Bad Religion, and that was 2010 when I left.
Wow.
So he's still doing it. So he's 12 years deep into that right now. I've been with Descendants since 2012.
Wow.
Now. So yeah, it's kind of weird, like. I don't know. I mean, I'm friends with all the techs. I used to have. I don't know. I kind of have like this kind of ongoing jokes, especially with a couple of them, like Dick, who used to work for Cyrus for Newfound Glory. Like, whenever I would come around, I'd be like, you need this, drum key or whatever. I just kind of like fuck with him and like, oh, I'll take care of that, And it's like when we announced that we're doing the Rise tour, Chris is Brandon's tech, and I used to do Brandon. Like, we'll swap off if he's got to do something. I'll come in, whatever. It's like we're friends. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like, who cares, But I'm like, oh, Barnes is gonna be okay. I'll be there, Like, just fucking with him. Like, I'm gonna go tune your drums anyway, even though you're the drum tech. I'm on tour, so I'll do it. Like. Hey, you can just set it up and then I'll tune it for you. You do the hard work. You do the hard stuff.
Oh, fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I get to hopefully we'll run into you guys at some point, like, especially next year we'll be back in Europe. We're doing the Flogging Molly's cruise. Not that, that'll be fun. Get stranded on a boat with 2,000 Punishers in the bands.
Yeah.
For 5 days. That's tight quarters. Nowhere to run.
It's really, I've heard about those. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a cruise.
We did one show on a cruise, but we met the cruise, went on it, played, and then got off the boat. And then, so that was the.
Yeah.
Melissa Etheridge.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what was that?
Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah, oh, that's right. I remember that, but I wasn't there, but I remember seeing it.
She's got her own weed, or she has a weed farm called Etheridge Farms. Like Pepperidge Farms, but it's Etheridge Farms.
That's
pretty good.
Great.
And even Belushi's got a farm too.
Oh, he was into that really early on, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They were caught on, man.
Yeah, man. Well, what's really funny is you'll trip. I have not smoked weed in over 10 months. Yeah, I'm I know I'm on the pots. I got the pots.
I know you got the pots, bro.
But I mean, I'm still team green, but I haven't smoked, man. I'm just,
hey, man, I can respect that. I have gone hardcore. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking smoke my ass off. Lately, I've been just going crazy on here. We had our buddy Warren Lee, who was
Slayer. I know Warren.
It was like, and he's a big hesher, as I
for
said.
Sure.
And like, he's going at it, I'm going at it. So it's like I've been even worse, but I've been doing it from the beginning. I make it no secret.
Well, I for sure. And I mean, the problem with me, dude, I was dabbing so much.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, once dabs kind of hit Texas, like, I mean, it was like, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 7 years of just everyday dabbing.
That's hard.
And so, I mean, it was just destroying my lungs, man. Like,
wait, I don't know what dabbing is.
It's like weed concentrate or whatever. So it's like wax. It's basically kind of looks like wax. Right. Yeah. It's like a wax, and you got your electronic nail and tap it. And like, I mean, it's probably like smoking like this little bitty piece of wax like this is like smoking probably like 5 joints at once. Okay. So it's like
it's up there, man.
Yeah, it's up there. And I was doing a lot. I mean, I was probably doing like 10 dabs a day, like, yeah. And then like making oil and stuff, putting the oil in my coffee, just pretty much zombified all the time, which makes things for like not bother you, which is cool, like, I don't care, whatever, dude, but yeah, being, trying to get my shit together for the business and stuff is kind of like, what, I kind of need to like pump the brakes a little bit because we're doing a lot of stuff and like I'm a pretty big piece of the wheel with stuff needing to be done. So like I have to kind of be on my A game and not like, fuck, I drilled that upside down, like that.
Oh, I got you, man.
Yeah.
100%. I think that that's most commendable. And like, I know, I didn't bring it up, but I know, we talked about the volcano and,
sitting right there.
But, like, I understand more than anybody what you're talking about because Annie is not at all,
I'm all for it. I just don't.
Sure, but you just
don't. Sure.
But like this is like a daily thing for me. But
there
are times. I mean, not daily, but it's like a religion almost to me, And it sort of becomes like that with the rituals and the things and shit. But there are times where I'm like, I need to take a break, and like I get where you're coming from.
This break has lasted. Yeah, it's just lasted. And I actually got an app, real fancy name called Quit Weed. That's what it's called. Quit Weed. And it is officially 10 months, 17 days, 38 minutes, and 3 seconds.
Fucking congratulations.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I'll smoke again in the future. Who knows? But right now I'm not spending $100 a month on an inhaler so I can breathe, so I can like do a dab and then go, 4 times with an inhaler so I can breathe. It's like counterintuitive. It doesn't seem like it's wise. I don't know.
I remember that stuff, and it's so heavy. It really is. And I'm a very big smoker, heavy smoker, I would say, very heavy smoker. And that shit to me, like when it came out of California and we saw it, actually, Annie, the day we bought my hat up in Salem, Oregon, there was a gentleman who, we visited his pot farm up there.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the first person to ever introduce me to the dab. I thought we were smoking crack, because I never saw anything like this in my life. And he's using a butane torch on a giant bubble pipe, and it's like, oh yeah, trust me, dude. And I'm like, what? But he also had the tinctures and shit. But like, it was so heavy for me. I couldn't continue to do that every day like you did. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I loved it. Can I tell you a quick story for like, so we're like, where was I? I was talking to Damien from that band Fucked Up.
Oh yeah.
Right. The singer fucked up. And like he does like they did shows with us with Descendants, and he was like, he's been on like Vice, and he does these like little pot kind of things or whatever. So we're like we're hanging out in our hotel room smoking weed, and we're like watching these Vice things. Like, wait, that's you? Oh fuck! He's like, bro, if you get up to Vancouver, look at this guy named the Alchemist, right? I'm like, okay. So like I found him on Instagram, and I hit him up. I'm like, hey, Damien from Fucked Up told me to say what's up, and he's like, oh, you guys are coming to town. Meet me here. Like we're going to be in Vancouver we're playing 2 shows at the Commodore. And so we got there the day before, and I hit him up, and he's like, hey, I'm doing this taste testing tonight. Meet me tomorrow morning at this address at this time. So me and Andrew go down and meet him. And it's like this 7-story building downtown Vancouver, right? We're like, okay, meet him. Little dude rolls up, this backpack. It's like, hey, I'm Al. His name's Al, but he's the Alchemist, right? So he's like, well, come on up. So we go upstairs to like the 7th floor of this building, and it's all fucking dark. It's like really weird. Like there's like no lights on, and there's like somebody like they're starting to build out like offices and stuff, right? So I kind of walk down this hallway, and there's this tall fucking dude, right? Like tall dude, fucking like kind of like Captain Lou Albano kind of thing going on. Big buff dude, right? We're kind of like
reference.
We're kind of like okay, right? So we go into this office, and there's a desk. There's this like desk with like 4 different dab rigs on it, and like a mini fridge full of fucking dab. There's like weed everywhere. We're like, what the fuck is this place? He goes, oh, this is like fucking Pot TV or whatever. This is going to be our headquarters or whatever. So we're sitting there, and then the big dude comes over. Turns out he's the guy. That's the saltwater cow or the cocaine cowboys or whatever. Or whatever. He's the saltwater cowboy. Like he used to fucking bales and bales of fucking weed down in Florida back in the fucking 80s and 70s and shit. I've got his book signed right back there. Or whatever. So he was telling us a story. We're like tripping on like this dude's full on like fucking drug runner, and like telling us his story. And then this dude comes fucking like we see this dog come in, right? This little dog. We're like, oh, what's up with the dog? And then this guy comes in. He's like, the fuck you guys doing in my office? And he like sits down at his desk, and he dumps all these bags all over his desk. But it's like one bag's all pins, one bag's dab, one bag's weed, one bag's like kind of like beauty products like salves and stuff like that. And we're like,
and shit.
And it's this guy named on Instagram called Expert Joints. He's a joint roller, right? That's his deal. But he's like, I gotta fucking judge all of this shit for the Cannabis Cup. We didn't know it was the Cannabis Cup up there that weekend.
Oh my
God. And we're like, holy fuck. So like he's like hitting all these pins and like got his computer set up, and he's doing all this rating. So he'd hit this pin and pass us the pin. We're fucking doing dabs. Like it was the craziest session. It was like 4 hours of just getting annihilated on the most primo fucking wax and fucking weed you have ever seen in your life. And it was all Cannabis Cup stuff that he had to rate. Wow. It was crazy. We were just like, what the fuck? It was awesome. And then we went back the next day, had to go back a second day, just to check it out. But it was awesome. It was like one of the coolest like experiences ever. You would have fucking loved it. But I'm glad I got to do that before I quit smoking weed,
That's good.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah. That was more for his benefit, and like, now he's like in the zone thinking about it.
I am.
So he's in the zone, yeah.
I truly am.
Yeah. But yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys. This has been fun.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad we finally got you on here.
Yeah, totally.
It's been really great, man. I know, again, and you said the last time you saw Annie. I think the last time I physically saw you was at the D show at the Garden. So and then And then we've just kind of reconnected through Instagram and shit through Donnie.
Yeah, for sure.
It was really good to talk to you. And this is probably going to be like one of my all-time favorite podcasts. Nice. I say that a lot, but I mean this. I really mean this, man. I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, totally. I'd love to come back. Like, get me and Donnie on there. And, like,
you're thinking about.
I know. That. I tried to get Donnie on, but he said no.
Oh, really?
No, he said he was at band practice.
Oh, yeah.
That's excusable.
Band practice.
Practice.
I did try to get him on to like pop in at the end, but he said
he's probably pissed because like I called him the other day. He didn't pick up, typical Donnie fashion, and then he called me back and I didn't pick up. So I was busy.
Should I start instigating a fight and be like, "Yo, Rhino said."
Rhino said you're a hoe because you didn't jump on.
I'm gonna be like, yo, man, you should have heard the shit that Rhino was talking about on the podcast.
Man, he was talking crazy.
He should have been here.
You should have been there, dog. He was talking crazy shit about you.
Oh, on that note.
He knows. He knows I'm not. I only do it to his face so you can actually hear it.
Right.
You're welcome.
I know, me too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And everyone,
thanks, guys.
Check out the description below for all the links of the drum keys and drum companies you're working with. And don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Be in touch, Rhino.
All right.
Talk to you, brother.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Crewicide! 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 Crewicide!